grab your block. We're gonna actually start on our knees. And you're gonna put the block underneath your seat. So on the medium height would be my preference. That's where I like to land. And then it just allows your hips to come a little bit higher than your knees, which then like lessens that flexion, that deep flexion in your knees and all of that weight on your knees. I'll show you in just a second. Let me spotlight my view. Awesome. Okay, great. Oh my gosh, the dog is literally running circles downstairs. I can hear her just like running and running and running. Sometimes that's like a metaphor for a lot of things, right? Like for our brain. So you'll grab your block and you'll place it right underneath your seat on your knees. And then go ahead and bring your hands to your thighs or into your lap. You can take a few moments to shrug the shoulders. Allow the shoulders to fall away from the ears. Take a big breath in just to notice your chest rise. Slow breath out to find some ease. So you're going to keep this block here. Drop your chin to your chest. Roll your right ear over to the right. Chin back through center, left ear over to the left. Take any movement here or add in a little more. Whatever you need, maybe one more shrug of the shoulders, draw them back and down. And then you'll rise up onto your knees. Keep that block where it is and almost hug that block in with your feet. And make sure your knees are about hip width distance apart. Take a breath in, reach your arms up and overhead. And then your right hand comes to your left wrist. Lean over to the right just a little. So you're making like a bracelet around your left wrist, but then tipping your body over to the right. Inhale back up through center and then just switch. Tip over to the left. And then back up through center. So nice. Keep that block and then bring your hands down in front of you, tabletop pose. You're not here too long, but keep hugging that block in with your feet. Lift your chest, take a breath in, find cow. Breathe out, round your upper back, drop your head, and take 3 rounds like that, but with your own breath. So starting to match movement with breath. Inhaling to cow, slow exhale to cat. And try not to rush it. See if you can lengthen both parts of the breath. And stretch that movement out, slow it down. Awesome. And then come back to neutral. Take that block out from underneath your feet. Just place it at the top of your mat. And if you're forward a bit, you can come back so your hands are on your mat here. Tuck your toes under, and I just want to see how it feels. If this doesn't feel right for your body, back off and find tabletop. But you can tuck your toes under and start to lift your knees, lift your shins, and then lift your seat. So we don't have to come into this like full on downward facing dog. I'd like you to keep your knees bent, soften through the elbows, drop the head. See what happens. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Awesome. One more inhale. Full exhale. If you're in down dog, separate your feet a little bit. And then you'll just walk your hands back towards your feet. If you had landed on your knees in tabletop, tuck your toes and then lift your seat up. And we land in a forward fold, all of us, in the back of your mat. And then shake your head. Yes. No. Open and close your mouth a few times, softening through the jaw. So nice. And then maybe even walk your hands over to the right, over to the left, back through center. Bend your knees even more and take a slow rise all the way up to land standing. And then face your palm, put your palms facing forward and shrug your shoulders again as you breathe in. Open your mouth, big breath out, let them fall. Awesome. And then reach your hands up and overhead, big breath into rise. You're going to take your right hand, create a bracelet on your left wrist, and then lean over to the right. Awesome. Inhale back through center, switch, lean to the left. Back up through center, and then start to bend your knees. Sit into chair pose, bring your hands to your heart. See if you can lift your sternum towards your thumb. Sit back just a little bit more, but maintain like all four corners of your feet grounding. So don't just like pick your toes up, keep them firmly on the earth. Take one more big breath in. Long breath out. You feel that sensation. Don't worry, I won't make you stay here for 7 minutes. Thank goodness. Forward fold. Drop your head down. Take a halfway lift. Hands to your shins or your thighs. Look forward. And then if you'd like, walk your hands downward facing dog. So you'll just walk your hands forward. You're not here long, just for a breath in. Bend the knees enough. Big breath out. Rise up to your toes and then drop your knees back to the earth. Tabletop. Lift your heart, find cow. Round your back, cat. Drop your head. Awesome. Walk your hands up your thighs. We're going to move a little bit faster. Step your right foot forward, finding a lunge. Reach hands up and overhead. Big breath in. Right hand comes to your left wrist. Lean over to the right. Inhale back up through center. Bring your hands down. Frame your right foot. Tuck your back toes. Lift your left knee up. And start to spin your back heel down. Rise up to warrior two. Arms out long. And then straighten the legs. Reach the arms up and overhead. Big breath in. Sink back down. Warrior two. Awesome. One more like that. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sink back down. Warrior two. Now straighten the legs, reach the arms up, parallel the feet. You know it, forward fold, wide legged. Drop your head down. You're not here too long, just a big breath in. Maybe even open up your mouth, clear it out. Now walk your hands underneath your shoulders. Take a halfway lift. See your left foot at the back of your mat. Frame it, low lunge. So we're creating almost like that half circle like we did last time. Look to the back of your mat, breathe in. Step your right foot to meet your left, forward fold, facing the back. So nice, halfway lift, hands to your shins or your thighs. Exhale, fold. Stand all the way up, you'll rise, big breath in. Right away, hands to your heart, bend your knees, sit back, chair pose. So just a little bit more heat, stay for the inhale. Soften something on the exhale. So nice, and then fold forward, drop your head back down. Take a halfway lift, hands to your shins, heart forward. Place your hands down, step your left foot back, big step. Awesome. Now you can keep that back knee either down or lifted where it is. Left hand will stay, reach the right arm up and you can twist. Now, if that feels like too much, drop the back knee. Maybe that right hand comes to your right thigh or your knee and you twist from there. Awesome. Take one more inhale. Now, as you exhale, lower right hand inside your right foot. If that knee is on the ground, I want you to lift it up, tuck the back toes. Now see the left side of your mat, wide leg forward fold, parallel the feet. Take a halfway lift, big breath in. And exhale, fold. Awesome. Halfway lift again. Breathe. Now see your left foot now at the top of your mat. Frame it. Low lunge. So nice. Drop your right knee down. Reach your arms up and overhead. Left knee comes to meet the right. So you land back almost where you started. Hook your thumbs overhead, elbows wide, lift your heart towards your thumbs, maybe a little back bend. You can look up. And then release. Walk your hands forward. Tabletop pose. Full breath in to lift the heart. Find cow. Exhale, press into your hands, round your back, drop your head, cat. And then come back to neutral. Walk your hands a little bit further forward, and you're coming to a plank on your knees, and then lower all the way down to your belly. Nice and easy. And then take your hands out a little wider, tent them so the palms will lift up off the ground. Press the tops of your feet down and lift your chest up, wide cobra. Breathe it. And then exhale, release, forehead to the ground. Take one more like that, but move with your breath. Slow inhale to rise. Slow exhale to release. Take your hands under your shoulders. Press back to child's pose, knees as wide as you'd like them to be, either forehead to your mat or forearms to the ground, letting your head drop. Stay here, breath in. Long exhale to pause. One more like that, fill up and empty. So nice. And then shift back forward, hands and knees, tabletop pose. Take any movement here that you need before we switch to the other side. Start to walk your hands up your thighs. You'll rise up onto your knees, step your left foot forward. So into that lunge right away, sweep arms up and overhead, big breath in. Now it's that bracelet with the left hand around your right wrist, lean over to the left. Still so many rights and lefts. Come back up through center. Bring your hands down, frame your left foot. You'll tuck the back toes, lift the knee up. Spin the right heel down, back heel down, rise up to warrior two. Inhale, straighten the legs, reach the arms up. Flying warrior, and then exhale, sink back down, warrior two. One more like that, inhale, rise up. Exhale to sink down. Rise up, parallel the feet, and then forward fold. Bow the head down, and then halfway lift right back into it. Breathe in. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Frame your right foot at the back of your mat, so you're facing the back now. Low lunge. Take a breath in, look towards the back, and then exhale. Step your left foot up to meet the right. Forward fold. Halfway lift. And exhale, fold down. Nice and slow. Stand all the way up. Press down through your feet. Rise high with the arms. And bring your hands to your heart. Bend your knees. Sit back into chair. But don't let your chest round in. Can you leave it lifting towards your thumbs? So nice. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, release it. Fold. Halfway lift. Big breath in. Your hands will come down. Big step with the right foot back. Now here, you have that choice to drop the back knee or keep it lifted. Your left arm will rise and you'll twist to your degree, whatever you need. Maybe it's just a little bit of a twist. If you want something deeper, you take it. Nothing is better or worse than the other. Take one more inhale. Lower your left hand inside your foot. Now, if that knee is down, tuck the back toes and lift it up. Look to the right, wide leg forward fold. Parallel the feet, set it up. Just a halfway lift right here. Exhale to fold down. So nice, halfway lift again. Now it's your right foot frame it at the top of your mat. So nice, big breath in. Breath out, drop the left knee down. You'll reach both arms up and overhead. Right knee comes to meet the left. Right back where you started. Hook the thumbs overhead, elbows wide. Lift chest towards your thumbs, maybe even look up. And then exhale, release. Walk your hands back to that tabletop pose. Take a round of cat-cow, lifting the heart. Exhale to round, drop the head. And then walk the hands a little further forward. Stay on your knees. Find that plank position. And then slowly lower all the way onto your belly. Toes point back, hands out wide. Wide cobra. Lift through the heart. Breathe in. And exhale, lower. To your degree, take one more. The inhale lifts you up. And the exhale, you release. Now stay here on your belly. Take one hand on top of the other. Create a pillow for your forehead. Let it land. And then see if you can let your legs completely release. Like whatever that looks like for you. So if release means like letting the heels splay out to the side, for me, that just like releases my low back. Feels so good. We rarely take time to lay in this position, in this like prone position, belly down. So we'll just pause. See if you can soften the jaw, soften the face. Maybe even close the eyes. Maybe even then notice your heartbeat for the first time, maybe all day or thus far. Notice the expansion on the inhale. The release on the exhale. And take a few more like that. So nice. And then bend your knees. And just like windshield wipers, send your feet, your lower legs, side to side, and then just feel your pelvis rock side to side. And release your legs down. Of course, if you want to stay here a little longer, by all means, stay. And whenever you're ready, take your hands underneath your shoulders. Keep your gaze soft, but you'll press yourself back up to hands and knees. So nice. If you want a round of cat-cow or lateral movement, side to side, also nice. Take what you need. And then you'll send that right leg behind you whenever you're ready. Let it float about hip height for a moment. Take a breath in, lengthen through the top of your head. And you're going to take your right toes and find the back left corner of your mat. It doesn't have to be exactly on that corner, but just think about coming and bringing those toes to about 5 o'clock, right? maybe 4 o'clock. That would be really deep. But basically, you're going to tuck your toes under and press back through your heel. Get that stretch maybe in the calf. And if you want a little bit more, reach your right hand away from that sensation and press down with the right palm. So you just get a little bit longer. Maybe left ear comes towards your left shoulder. Nice, and then lift that back up. And I want you to snug that right knee behind the left. So that leg is still crossed behind you. You'll take your feet wide and then you'll send your seat back, drop your head. So it's like this crossed knee, child's pose. Soften the jaw. Stay for 3 full rounds of breath. Try not to rush them. Can you slow them down and just notice what happens when you give yourself permission to do something slowly with intention? Maybe every breath is just an opportunity to experience the pose just a little bit differently. And then you'll come back forward when you're ready. Send the right leg back behind you. And then you'll step your right foot outside your right hand. So you might want to grab your block here and have it like sort of like in line with your left shoulder. If you're squaring your shoulders off and you're in this lunge, right? You want it in line with your left shoulder because you'll bring it just a little bit further forward and place your left hand on it. So I need to start to not completely sink your pelvis down. I want like gravity to be like the only thing taking hold here, but you will put a little bit more weight into your left hand and you'll sink just a little bit forward, right? Your right hand can come onto your knee or your shin, not your shin, your thigh. That's it. And then take a breath in to lift your heart a little higher. And then as you breathe out, maybe look over your right elbow. So just a different version of that twist that we took before with support. And so often when we're like in the flow of a vinyasa sort of class, like one breath per movement, more or less, we don't get that opportunity to prop ourselves up, right? And then stay and then notice what can happen when we do. So see if you feel your left quad muscles getting a little bit longer. Maybe think about the top of your head growing like a little bit taller, imagining that. Maybe right hand comes to your low back to deepen the twist in the upper back. Take what you need. Take one more breath in. Long breath out. And stay with me. You'll reach your right hand either up and overhead or just bring it back down inside your foot. Now, similar to what we did before, I think it was last week at some point, your back foot, your left foot is going to come over to the right. You're going to wiggle walk that foot in a little. And you'll come up to, for a moment, that modified warrior 2. So your right knee is bent in the front. Reach your right hand up to reverse. And then right forearm to your right thigh, either left arm alongside your ear or make that half goalpost. So it's like that modified side angle. Keep lifting your chest a little higher. So nice. And then come back to long arms for a moment. Now I want you to take that right leg long, but your right toes are going to face the side of your mat. So like your hips are square to the long edge of your mat. Your shoulders are square to the long edge of your mat. Like you were going to take like gate pose, right? I want you to take your hands forward. Yes, awesome. And then drop your hands down in front of you. So it's like you're taking tabletop pose, but your right leg is long out to the right. Take a breath in, rock forward just a little and lift through the heart. Notice what that does to the inseam of your right leg. And then exhale. I don't want you to round. I just want you to pull your hips back towards your left heel, like you were taking child's pose, but keep that right leg nice and long, if you could see. Perfect. So the inseam of your right leg gets that stretch. Drop your head. You have that block there if you want to bring your forearms to it, forehead to it, all those things. They're all options. Just stay for a few rounds of breath in and out. This feels like too much flexion on that left knee. Back out a little. And you can still find that stretch as you send your seat back, right? And press that foot down. Or the heel makes contact. Maybe you play with where the toes go. Maybe they go up. Maybe they stay forward. Everyone's different. Where they feel sensation. Take one more full breath in. Longer exhale. Awesome. And then you'll shift back forward. Stay with me for a moment. You're going to take that block back towards the top of your mat so you have it there. Rise up onto your knee, reach arms out and like long like a T. Drop the right hand down, left arm will rise. Look up towards your left fingertips. Maybe give them a little bit of a wiggle. So nice. And then grab your block, take it with you. I want you to place it towards the back of your mat because you're moving there. You're going to find tabletop pose facing the back. So take what you need, any movement, cat-cow, hips side to side. You might notice a difference between both legs. If that left knee needs a break, you're going to find it in a second. Come back to that tabletop pose, nice and tight. Send your left leg behind you. Let it float. And this time you're going to take your left toes to the back right corner of where you're at, right? So call it 7 o'clock if you were on a clock face. Tuck your toes under, press back through the heel. Let the left hand come away from that. Press down into the ground, get a little bit of traction there. So nice. Bring that hand back, pick the left leg up, but snug that left knee behind the right. Feet go nice and wide. Seat back towards your heels. Keep the knees crossed. Drop your head down. And you can, of course, walk the hands closer towards you. They don't have to be extended long like you would have them maybe in child's pose. They can be more underneath you to support that structure in the legs. And see if you can go inward a little bit. Close the eyes, deepen the breath. It's only 3 full rounds, but see if you can ask your body to slow them down. Maybe your mind slows as a result, and maybe that cue is like, oh my goodness, 3 breaths seems like forever. Just become aware of how you respond. So nice. And then you'll rock back forward. Send that left leg back behind you. Get really long. And you'll step the left foot outside the left hand. Wiggle walk it there. You have that block handy. Bring it up to the highest setting under your right hand as you come up, finding that lunge. I have all the animals joining me today, the cat and the dog. So you're going to take this block underneath your right hand. Start to lift through the chest as you press down that left hand down into your left knee or your left thigh. Now you might just stay here and you're like, this feels really good. I want to stay. I feel lifted. If you want to twist, take that block a little further forward, weight into it, send the hips further forward, stay or look to your left elbow. And you have about 10 breaths here. You know, that sounds like an eternity, but in the scheme of like your entire day or the timeline of your day, it's not that long. You choose how you take this shape. Think about the top of your head growing a little bit longer, taller. Maybe looking over to the left and feeling that twist happen, and also your neck. If you'd like a little bit more, left hand comes to your low back, and then you start to twist a little more in the thoracic spine in between the shoulder blades. Take one more inhale. Full exhale. So nice. And then come back down, bring that left hand either up to the sky first, but then you'll let it lower inside the left foot. And you can keep that block there, place it off to the side. Your right foot will come over to the left. Wiggle walk that left foot in. You can readjust that right knee, of course, and then rise up to that modified warrior two, arms long. And then you'll lift the left hand up, left forearm to your left thigh, right arm alongside your ear. Or start to bend through the elbow. Your choice. Take one more breath in. And then a breath out to rise back up. Now you get to take that left leg nice and long. And for a moment, let it become parallel to the back edge of your mat. So you're squaring the hips, squaring the shoulders, arms go nice and long for a moment, like you were gonna come into gate, but take your hands forward. Yeah, and then you're gonna drop your hands down. So you're taking that tabletop variation, but that left leg is long. Take a breath in to lift through the chest. Awesome. And then start to pull your hips back into that child's pose variation, but your left leg is long. So you get that deep stretch on the inside of the leg. So the heel stays down, of course, right? You can lift the toes up if you want, creates a different sensation, or keep the inseam of that foot down. The arch of the foot drawing down. You can bring a block under your forearms and back out of it a bit. If it's too much in the knee, like before, drop the head. Find your breath. Not here as long as in lunge. 3, slow and controlled. Inhales and exhales. Take your last round. You can bring your block back to the top of your mat if you have it there, and then rise up onto that knee, arms out like a T first. Drop left hand down, right arm will rise, gate pose. Coming back, arms like a T. You're gonna face the front of your mat, top of your mat. Your last tabletop pose, last one. Take what you need. If it's moving side to side, that C curve. If it's cat-cow, awesome, take that. And when you're ready, you're gonna swing your legs around in front of you and find a seat. Take your legs out in front. Give them a nice shake, maybe a little bit of a massage. And you'll bring the soles of your feet together, knees wide. You choose where your heels land, whether it's close or far away. I like a little further away. It allows me to find more lift in the sternum, more length in the spine. And you can grab onto your shins, your ankles, just for a moment. Take a breath in here and think about folding, but initiating the fold from your pelvis first. And then rounding and dropping your head. And you can even take your hands to your feet and use your thumbs to give your feet, the arches of your feet, a little more love. Maybe finding that like point of tension with the thumb and like pressing there. Finding a little more breath. And then you'll come up to that seat. Take your legs back out in front of you. Give them a shake one last time. And you can reach your hands forward and slowly lower down, or just come onto your forearms. You'll lie down on your back. Reach your arms overhead and take a long body stretch here. So point your toes, reach through your fingertips. Get as long as you can here, from your toes to your hands. Take a big breath in, stretch everything out. So nice. And then arms come down along your sides. Let them be heavy. Let your palms slip up. And then soften your toes for a moment. Maybe even give them a little bit of a wiggle, a roll of the ankle. And if you need any final shapes here to settle in, take them, of course. You can keep your arms down along your sides, or if it feels better to bring your hands to your belly to really connect with the sensation of your breath. They're both options, of course. Whatever helps you to ground down, to soften, to release, to let go. Don't let the eyes close. Take one more inhale to fill all the way up. And a breath out to release and take this time for yourself to rest every part of your body, from your toes to the top of your head. Why hurry through? Why hurry through a day, an hour, a life? Hurry never catches up with itself. It misses out, it strains, it stresses. So slow down. When we hurry, it is as if we are dancing out of step to the music. We become almost out of sync. Our body strains and stresses. We are too busy hurrying, racing blindly to somewhere or anywhere. We hurry so fast that when we get there, we don't take the time to enjoy it. We simply hurry on to the next moment. So step in time to the music. The rhythm will lead you where you want to go. It will take you through all the tasks that need doing, and it will take you down the road to growth, healing, fulfillment, and joy. And you'll have more fun going there because you simply weren't in a hurry. So without being in a hurry, just notice and become aware of your next breath in, your slow breath out. And as you become more in sync with your breathing, even just for this moment, right here, right now, start to find intentional movement in your fingers, your toes, maybe the features of your face, your wrists, your ankles. As you wake your body up, then just start to bend your knees. And with little to no effort, like there's no hurry, there's no rush to get there. Just use your own time to find a seat. Whether that's sitting up on a pillow, a block, maybe on your knees, like how we started. So nice. And then just sit up nice and tall once you are there. Take a breath in. Even open up your mouth, slow exhale out. And you can bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. Keep your gaze soft or your eyes closed. Take this moment just to honor yourself for showing up, creating space for maybe lessening the hurry or the need to hurry, the desire, the learned behavior of hurrying through. So just take this time for yourself to pause. Again, take a breath in. Long exhale out. And you can bring your hands together, maybe even lift your thumbs towards your forehead, lift your face. Remembering to be kind to yourself first, so you can then share that kindness out with others. Namaste.